They're gonna do the Zoom thing this time? No.
Oh, no, it's still going.
Still thinking about it.
I feel like it should.
It wasn't that big of a Zoom. It wasn't that bad. So welcome, our little Easton Ivy family. Today's the first day of the year. Well, not the first day of the year, but it's the first day back in the office for the year.
First Monday.
It's like the first day of the year for a lot of people
It's
who
true.
just went back to work.
It's true. It's the first day of the professional year. And I promised that you guys were going to get to meet Franklyn.
Yay!
Yeah, we promised that you would get to meet Franklyn whenever we did this, which is our newest Easton Ivy expansion partner in the District of Columbia. Yay!
Welcome.
So we thought... Welcome to you, Franklyn.
Hi, folks.
Yeah, so Franklyn and I actually spent the weekend getting the office in DC ready, but we are not filming from there, only because we have a few more items that are on order in order for us to present this beautiful new space to the world. So as soon as that happens, then we'll do a tour of the Upper Northwest office. But anyway, so...
Love that!
Yeah.
The office is really cute. It's a very sexy office, and we're just going to be a one-upper.
Just a one-upper for them.
All right! Because that's out of the way.
Right, because that's how we do things at Easton Ivy.
Did you pop by there today, this morning?
I did.
Yeah?
I did. Yeah, there's a lot of buzz. There's a lot of like, ooh, what's going on in there? I have to step up my game. And I said, yes, you should.
Oh.
Virginia is fantastic, and she
Who's Virginia?
Virginia is the team leader in Upper Northwest.
Got it.
And she is looking for a design consult. So,
Oh my god.
It sounds about right.
Yeah,
So as soon as we opened this office, we also had people in the neighborhood stopping by asking if we could help them do design, and I'm like, I stop that. But if you want to buy or sell a house, it is one of my closing gifts that I offer for my clients. So there's that. Anywho, so we thought it'd be fun today to get to know Franklyn and why he decided to partner with Easton Ivy and kind of go from there. So, Franklyn,
yes, ma'am.
what attracted you to Easton Ivy in the beginning?
Well, I mean, we are friends, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Depends on the day.
It depends
Yeah,
on the day.
so
Kidding.
we're friends, and we've been in and around each other just from being in real estate and stuff. And I think when I made my transition to Smart, our friendship got stronger, and I just loved the vibe. I got to step out of the TL role and start seeing.
What's the TL for those who...
Oh, sorry. I'm definitely getting used to my Facebook Live lingo. But so team leader, they run the brokerage and the KW Keller Williams world.
Yes.
KW acronym,
right.
It's like military.
When you move to Keller Williams, you actually get a sheet of acronyms so you can communicate with people.
It's like
a book.
Encyclopedia. So I have to not be an acronym person, but so a team leader runs a brokerage and helps with recruiting and helps agents to increase their business. So I stepped out of that role and started working with Smart, and from there I started seeing like a bigger world in real estate.
And Smart is Smart Settlements, by the way. It is a title company in the DMV area.
More than title. So I just started seeing real estate in a bigger space, and one of the things that stuck out to me was the way that Easton Ivy communicated with each other, communicated with their clients, and how they wanted to present themselves, and it was something that I was always attracted to. Beyond you guys, like having a personal and friendship with you guys. And I think we were just starting some conversations about what that would look like, and I wanted to make sure I was honoring my commitments to Smart Settlements and doing what I had to do with them and thriving there. And then it just became a thing where it's like, you can do it all, I hope.
We'll see.
And, you know, I was just vibing on the whole fact that, you know, agents from all walks of life can come who love real estate, love talking about real estate, and want to have fun doing it, which you guys do a really good job at, making real estate look fun.
It's actually fun.
Yeah.
At least it is for us
Super
anyway.
fun.
So I was like, why? It's sometimes you're looking for something that's right under your nose, and being friends with you guys and having that relationship already was something that made me want to dive in head first. And of course, like making sure that we understand that we're friends and there are going to be some courageous conversations about things, and We just have to have that baseline of respect for each other.
For sure.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What's your vision for ENIDC?
Wow.
Happy.
Right to it.
Right hood.
So my vision for East and Ivy DC is to ultimately bring that vibe that I was speaking about, just the inclusiveness, the diverse team that we have, all walks of life, who love talking about real estate and want to do it on a high level, can have a home in DC. We are in the Upper Northwest office in Townleytown. The brand just literally speaks to the neighborhoods that are up there in Upper Northwest, and ultimately I just want to capitalize on how East and Ivy and Upper Northwest can become very synonymous in one.
For sure.
Yeah.
And just so you know, Franklyn is the managing partner of this location. So whenever you expand as a real estate team, so like for us in East and Ivy, we are headquartered out of the Woodbridge location of the office that we just opened. And then whenever Franklyn and I started these discussions, he wanted to stay in the district and open something there. So that's why it's our second location, and he's the one who's going to be managing that location. So he's going to be not only selling real estate up there, but also growing that with agents. And you know, he's building a training curriculum right now for the agents who's going to be coming on board. So if you know anybody who's looking to get into real estate and they're in the DC marketplace and they want to be able to find a home, hit Franklyn up. We'll leave his cell phone number in the comments so you guys can talk to him about
Yeah,
that.
definitely. I would love to have any conversation.
And then my favorite question. So Franklyn has not always been in real estate. Whenever he moved to DC, he got into it, and then he stayed in the industry with Smart, which is a settlement company. So why real estate for you? Why did you decide to do this?
Why real estate? So it's a little bit of a longer answer. I'm from New York, and this will be my third year in New York. I'm in DC in May. So May 2021 would be my third year in DC. And while in New York, I was working for a company called Northwestern Mutual as a chief development officer there, and loved what I was doing. Like, you could not tell me I didn't have my dream job. I was walking on clouds. I had people that were like, how do I get Franklyn's job? And my boss was like, well, Franklyn's job is his job. You do yours. He likes what he's doing, and that's why you want his job. And then things went in a different direction, and I kind of did everything that I could do in that space, and I was looking for something new. But even though I had my dream job at Northwestern Mutual and doing a lot of similar things that with helping real estate agents grow their business, but for financial advisors, there was always that question that I couldn't answer with the current role that I had. So the question was, if I was standing in front of you with a bag of money, with an unlimited amount of money, but you still had to work, what would you do? And I always said something in real estate. So it was just sort of like my destiny to end up in real estate, because I did sell real estate in New York for a little bit in 2007.
Ooh, crash, yeah.
So you know that bubble that everyone talks about?
Yeah.
It's messy. when the bubble pops, it's not cute. So, you know, after that, I sort of gave real estate a break, and then did what I did in financial services, and here I am. But I think real estate just it allows people to start building wealth on any level, as long as they're qualified credit-wise and what have you. And it gives people the ability to feel good about where they live.
Right, and you're not talking about just real estate agents, you're talking about people who purchase homes. That's
Correct.
where most people start building wealth.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I look at, my mom, who's had her house for 25, 30 years, and she's all paid off. She paid off her house, and the area she's in New York is appreciated. She's like, I have all this money too. Maybe I won't talk how much money.
I'm like, Mom probably wants you to keep that on the wraps.
Right.
Sorry, Sonia.
True. Well, I love that. So goals are important with all of us who, with all this. And the one thing we do with us, with our team, is we sit down and we talk about our goals and how to get there. So it's exciting and it's scary, and we definitely always want to one up ourselves and challenge ourselves. So, for East and Ivy, our goal this year is, it feels scary. Do I think it's attainable? Absolutely, I do. And it's going to rely on our agents being able to hit their goals, because that's how we choose our goals for the year. So for 2021, for the team, we're looking at 119 units, which is $56 million in production. This year we did just a little bit over 30, and 70 transactions. So with the growth, with Franklyn, with Jen doing the business that she wants to and will, and everybody else, we're excited about the possibilities for us to hit these numbers. So with that being said, Jen, out of that number that we gave, what is your personal goal for the year?
I've got 40 families to serve in 2021. So that's just under 19 million
Yeah,
in
it's like
volume.
18.95, something
Yeah,
like that. It's
so
just
I might as well just round up to 20, keep it even, 20 and 40, they feel
Yeah.
good together,
Yeah.
But yeah, and that, just like you said, like it feels like such a big number, but when you break it down and look at like what that looks like weekly, then monthly, then quarterly, then for the year, it's like, oh, I can breathe,
Yeah.
right?
For
So,
sure.
I mean, 2019, last year, so 2019, I was in ops for the team and didn't have the ability in myself, not to say that it can't be done, but I didn't have the strength and ability to successfully be an operational person and be what I think a dope realtor is, right? So I only helped 3 families in 2019. I sold 3 houses in 2019. And then so last year, setting those goals of 23 families to serve, 23 units, I was like, oh my God, like what, is that a thing? And then I did it. So now this year I'm like, okay, double it. Like what are we doing? Like how many more families can I provide value to and help them reach their goals of both buildings? So it's
So this year you busted your behind and literally she did 1,000% over what she did the prior year, which is it's 1,000%. It's pretty incredible. It's pretty incredible to look at that. So now that this number is now 40, what are the things that you're putting in place in order to make that happen?
Yeah, I mean, well, it comes back down to, I mean, it's a business, we're entrepreneurs, so it comes down to knowing your numbers, knowing what you have to do, how many people you need to have real estate conversations with to help them reach their goals, to help me reach my goals. So I've broken it down to weekly appointments. How many people do I need to sit down with every week? If I work a 48-week year, right, 2 a week, I need to be having 2 hardcore real estate conversations with a buyer, a seller, investor, whatever, to reach that. So breaking it down to the smaller.
Yep.
I love that you started with saying families that you're going to serve.
Yeah.
Because it changes the impact.
And families can mean you and your dog. Exactly.
Or cat. We don't discriminate.
Right? We don't
but
discriminate.
We
We
really
do
like
love everybody.
dogs.
What did Kelly say? Congratulations on your partnership and expansion into DC. We know you all will crush your goals. Yes, honey. Speak that
Thank
into
you, Kelly.
existence. We also
Come on, Kelly.
come on, Kelly.
Come on, Kelly.
Mhm. I love that. Well, that's wonderful and it's very exciting to hear. And that's one of the differences whenever we moved over to Whenever we moved over to Keller, it was a lot of training on metrics and numbers and processes.
We gave a lot of pushback.
We gave a lot of pushback. We're like, nope, I'll never forget it. Right, nope. It's like, how do you do your business, Nicole? I'm nice to people and I answer the phone when they call. I mean, what do you want me to do? Well, we want you to quantify it.
Yeah.
So
you can't measure being nice to people.
Right. And I'm like, whatever, we do what we want. Well, we doing what we want did not get us where we wanted to be goal-wise. So now we have all the acronyms, 135s and GPSs and 411s and all these things just to be able to quantify them under our goals. So
We drank that Kool-Aid
real hard. I mean, it's
we
delicious.
did not want it. We tasted it. We spit it out.
Right. We're like, your Kool-Aid is disgusting.
You were a team leader's nightmare.
Pretty much, yes. In fact, we. Yep. We absolutely were. Like, I was the definition of a diva agent, and I did not want your Kool-Aid. You could have your Kool-Aid, but.
Crystal lights.
Lights.
Right.
Y'all.
Yeah, but instead, once I gave up the ghost and actually jumped headfirst in the pool of Kool-Aid, everything made sense, and now we're actually able to meet our goals. What did Katie say? Love you guys. Congratulations to Franklyn. E&I is gonna crush 2021. I agree, Katie. Thank you so much.
I mean, there's only one option.
And it's
Like,
to crush it.
And it's to crush it because you don't put yourself out here and not crush it. So, same question goes to you, Franklyn. The same thing that we just asked Jennifer. So, what are your goals? What is your personal goals? Let's split this off into 2 things. So, what are your personal goals for Franklyn as a producing agent, and then Franklyn as the managing partner of the DC location?
Yikes.
Why do my questions feel so intense?
Because it's the first time he's ever been on the camera. This
Yeah.
is where we ask the hard questions.
Yeah, I love being on the other side, heckling you guys from Facebook, but being over here, it's like, someone say something. So, like as I mentioned before, I work at Smart Settlements, and it's I love what I do there. And in an effort to honor what I do, I really wanted to respect my capacity as well.
Mm-hmm.
And so one transaction a month I feel is doable in a sense that I can honor everything and do the right thing.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the vision for Easton Ivy DC, so in Keller Williams, you do this whole thing called career visioning, where you go through the step-by-step process, which when you're on the receiving end of career visioning, it's like, let's get to it. Right?
Just do it
Like,
now.
why do you want to find out so much more about me? And you become this onion where it's like, here's another layer of who you are, here's another layer of who you are. And by the end of it, I was building out my future self with Dante Carroll, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Keller Williams Capital
Love
Properties.
Dante.
Mm-hmm. We do. Love you, Dante.
Dante's a fun person.
He's my birthday twin.
Oh, he is.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
fun fact, and right back to you.
So one of the things was to build a real estate team that people that look like the people that I like, right? Because it doesn't make sense to work with people that
Don't fit your culture.
don't fit your culture. I don't have to. It's not about being the biggest, in my opinion. I think it's being the best.
Mm-hmm.
Honoring your clients, honoring your commitments to people, and honoring your team is really what I think Easton Ivy DC is what I have. That's the vision for it. It's going to be great when we're on the board all the time, but it's not because we're the biggest. It's because we did the best work.
Yeah. And we have the best people.
Yeah.
I love our people. Well, yeah, no, we got more questions.
And our
So
office smells amazing.
and our office, you put the
Do you have a diffuser going?
yeah, we got candles. We were very. So
On
whenever you come
brand.
into any Easton Ivy location, you will notice that it smells really great. It's because we like to overwhelm the senses with the way the texture of things and the way that you smell things and the look of things. So it's part of the entire experience because we marry design and real estate. So.
On my first listing, I chose a very distinct smell for my listing, and
Uh-huh.
one of the most consistent feedback items was the way it smelled.
Love that. Yeah. So with the numbers that you're looking to do, which is 12, if you couldn't hear him, it's 12, which is one a month, and he's a part-time agent. This is a part-time job for him. So, and I hate to say that because it's not really.
Yeah.
It's still a full-time job. It's just not in the.
Full-time effort,
Yeah.
part-time job, but
Right.
you know, 'cause we think W2.
Right. So not W-2. He's an entrepreneur. He's going to put just as many hours into this as he would his regular 9-to-5 job. It's just a little bit different. So with this being your second full-time career, how do you plan on reaching these numbers?
And I did say this before. So open houses, I love the human contact. I love having conversations with people, and that's usually when you can really engage with a person.
Mm-hmm.
So open houses, thankfully COVID has allowed the district, DMV area anyway, to host open houses in a very safe way, and I would say everyone's been very understanding. No one's been like, no, let me in without a mask.
No.
No, you cannot do that.
No. You can stay outside.
Go back to the pictures. But I love teaching. I love doing seminars and stuff. So looking at starting some homebuyer seminars.
Exciting.
And just my sphere. I have not formally told my sphere that I'm selling.
An active
Yeah,
selling
yeah,
licensed
yeah.
agent.
My first transaction was from a friend of mine who he was talking to me about it, and I was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then I walked away and I was like,
Wait a second, I'm a realtor.
I can do that.
I can help you.
And we went to a happy hour and I was like, before we start drinking, do you want me to help you with this? He's like, yeah.
I love that.
He's like, why do you think I'm talking to you about it?
I don't know.
I'm like, sign here. And I'm very blessed and grateful that my friend trusted me with a very large transaction for him. So that just doubling.
In fact, he has his second house under contract right now with that very same friend.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
He was my first buyer and my first listing.
Yep.
So
It's
he's-
exciting.
Yeah, definitely looking
So
for a good
friends,
client gift.
you should always hit up your friends in order to buy or sell real estate. It is a wonderful, it can be a wonderful experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so we talked about how you're going to get there and how did you came to that number. So really we asked all the questions
Yeah.
with that.
Thank God, 'cause
I'm like,
I think I'm out of answers.
But you know what? You said something interesting. Like when you guys went out to happy hour, you had to ask him, like, wait, is it okay if I help you with this? And
Yeah.
he's like, duh.
Duh.
Like,
Yeah.
so often, realtors in general, we assume because we're friends with somebody and we know someone that, you know, they're just going to go with us. But no, it's,
I do
and
not
it's a
think-
professional relationship at that point. Like, yes, you're still friends, but you still have to get permission to serve them. And,
Yeah.
you know?
And I think that's one of the biggest hang-ups a lot of people have with working with people that you know, because you feel sometimes that, oh, you're my friend, maybe I won't get the same level
of service.
Which
yeah.
I feel like I do the opposite, where I don't want my friend or family member
Yeah.
to feel that I'm taking advantage of their friendship.
The only
Right.
thing that might be different is how I dress on our first meeting. You might see me in yoga pants because you know me. Otherwise, you're going to see me in a suit or a
She's
dress.
gonna have the, like,
Top
hair-
knot.
Right, I'm going to have a top knot,
knot.
some Uggs, and maybe a fluffy sweater.
Maybe an E&I baseball cap.
Maybe. That's the only difference in service that you're going to get is how I look.
That's actually how it was for my hairdresser.
Oh, really?
And then I got dressed for Selma, and they were like, "Oh, she did her hair. She put on her face. She got all her Gucci." And I was like, "Guys, I think I dressed up the first time we met."
They're like, no.
That-
Like I said, you can call me Lulu Realtor. As in Lulu Lemon.
Oh, that does feel a realtor.
Mhm. Anyway, so this was our big, exciting move that we're making this year, is that we officially opened our DC location,
Yeah,
and we
it's-
have our Franklyn who can officially be a part of our team here, which is
Yeah,
very exciting.
I've been lurking around in the background.
Aw.
Yeah, it's true.
And she's been hinting about it, and by
Uh-huh.
hinting I mean just shouting it from the rooftops, basically.
I never
the
said
last
his
2
name.
months.
I'm like,
Never
you
said his name, but
No.
Franklyn would come and you'd be like, "Speak of the devil."
They don't know.
If you were paying attention.
Right.
If you were paying attention.
Right.
True story.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Anyway, so we all feel good. We feel good about our goals. We feel good about where we're going in
What are your goals?
2021. Well, I didn't write these down in front of me, but my goal is to lead this team to success. I mean, like honestly, and I do still sell real estate, and I do I still actively sell real estate and list homes and help buyers and all that jazz. But is it 33?
33
Yeah. So
families.
my goal for this year is 33 families, which is a little bit over 16 million, I believe. I was actually joking around with Jen about this, which is my highest year ever was while I was at Long and Foster, and it was 17.5 million, and it was right under 40 families that I served. So if she gets, and when she gets to this number, she will have officially beaten me in my career stats. So
That tickles her. Like you're that kind of like that's your competitive,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like I'm just like whatever. I'm just trying to live my best life. You know what I
Well,
mean? Like
you know,
I just
you're very methodical about your
Yeah.
goals, and it's something that I'm very jealous of, because you stick to it. Like even with your health journey and all that stuff, you're like, no, I cannot have that French fry. And then she whips out
until
like
she
grilled chicken, cucumbers, and like a slice of hummus.
It's true. Very methodical about her goals. And yes, I am extremely competitive, which is what is very fun about being a team leader. But my goals are very different. I don't want to one-up her. I want to be able to take more of a step back and sit and watch my team grow. Like watch these people reach their goals and live their best life, because that's how I know I succeeded. So, yeah, that's my goals, is to see you guys thrive and grow. And I also want to still practice real estate with the people that I like. You know? Yeah. From all your referrals. Thank you for sending me your referrals. I love you. Well, it's always been a fact. Like if you get one of us, you get all of us. Because at some point, somebody else is going to be helping to show you homes or to make sure that your inspection is done. So it truly is a team effort. If you get one of us, you get all of us. So anyway, I think that's all. Anything else that you want to tell the fine folks? No?
Lily,
All right.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year. Hope you guys all have a successful and exciting 2021.
Stay safe.
Stay safe.
Yes.
And we'll put Franklyn's contact information in the comments. Farewell, our beautiful friends. Have
Bye.
a wonderful
New Year.
New Year.